In this video, we're doing episode 8 of Final Fantasy 1. We had just gone to the ice cavern after defeating the fire fiend of chaos and obtaining or bringing back Grace to the fire crystal. And then we went to the cavern of ice, got the Levistone, and went to the desert to find this airship so we can travel the northern continents. Because there's no docks, since the fiends that came, the fiend of wind and water that came 400 years ago and 200 years ago, respectively, destroyed a lot of the northern continent, and defeating the Earth Shrine fiend and restoring that crystal of grace awoken the fire fiend. And we stopped her from wreaking havoc on the world to the south, and by restored the fire crystal to Grace. And then you can only get there after getting canoe from talking to the wise people. And then we went to the cavern of ice, got the Levistone, traveled through the desert, and unearthed the airship. And so we protected the southern region, but the northern region still just lost a lot of their resources and quality of life due to the other demons, the other fiends laying waste to the north. So now we're going to the north, where there's no docks and everything has been in shambles for a while. And we're going to see what we can do to help the people in the North Continent after the fiend of wind and water, respectively, wreaked havoc on the land. So we stopped by Gaia and found out there's a ferry that can get oxyale from the pond, which is an item that it produces oxygen, it continually produces air and lets you travel underwater. We're going to need that to surmount the water shrine, where the Kraken rests with the water crystal. Ouch, not too much damage on Morga. Got some healing in there. And we were told at Gaia that there's a tower to the west where you can put your courage to the test. And if we travel to the archipelago, or the group of islands to the west of this tower that they were talking about, you'll find the dragon society with Bahamut as the king, who tells you to prove your courage. So by beating this temple, we'll obtain an item that proves our courage, and we can take it to him and be rewarded. So that's what we're trying to do right now. Still alive? Oh my goodness. Should use Firaga, huh? Got damage later. Thinking I should use a cottage. I had 13 of them. In all reality, all I need is a sleeping bag and ether. Do I have A good stock of ethers. Yeah, 99. Use pull from the stock of 99 or use one cottage. And I invested heavily into cottages. 14 of them I have. I'll never use those by the end of the game. And I haven't used one in this game since I started playing it, which I made it through 1.5 playthroughs outside of this one. And I had just... That's when my files got corrupted when I was saving for the recordings, and... jump to the story. You come bearing the crown, I see. Your fortitude cannot be questioned, indeed not. Very well, I shall grant you the right to undergo the trials. Go now, sit upon the throne. Your courage will be put to the test. If true courage dwells within you, you will find proof of it here. And in the whole 1.5 playthroughs, I never used a cottage. I used to use my first one. Shasa. Let's just defend. Save my mana. The navigation's still fresh in my mind for this area, because if you go in the wrong warp, you'll have to start over from a certain point when it warps you back before the forks in the road, like this one. So this one is a bottom. That'll take you forward and not backwards. And it's the only one. Yeah, the battle's interrupting your memory. Takes its toll. It's really quite something. To get through here in the first try, so I'm going to try to make that happen. I can show you all the directions. But as I recall, it's bottom, bottom, close, far. That's how I remember it. Bottom, bottom. Hope I don't get petrified. No, we know gays can do insta-death, as well as paralysis. I'm a little worried that that might be petrification from their gaze. Since it's Medusa, or a Medusa, or a set of Medusa, as it were. So it's bottom, bottom, close. And there's some items you don't want to forget. I'm gonna pass up here. He sleeps both of my fighters. Oh, I'm just defending now. And they're both awake. Alright. No, that significantly lowers my damage output. One hit. Oh my goodness. Now it's up to my black mage to finish him off. .66. Yeah, slow is the best defense against high attack for this game, apparently. They go from doing hundreds of damage to single digits from slow alone. I guess they're resistant to fire. Let's find out what they're weak against. Alright, that's enough. Potion. That's not the chest I was talking about. More mind flayers, they're instant death. Hopefully they're weak to the same thing as Pisca demons. Oh, I don't need to find out, I guess. I'd rather know. Close, close, far. So that made it through the warps. That was the main challenge of this tower, and it's already over. Monsters! Kind of ruined the sanctity of that trope because there was no monsters dialogue or update message. Yeah. Let's see here. Nightmares. I don't know if they're undead. I'm feeling like they're not. Always misses. I don't know what it does. It's probably something terrible. Finish that. Healing staff. When you use that item as like a consumable, you cast heal on your whole party. It's pretty good. Ice brand, ruby armlet, and steel gloves. Still looking for the gauntlet. I hope I didn't miss it. This brand is a little stronger. Gauntlet down here. I kind of need the gauntlet. This is the end. Milky Way. Well, I guess I should use we got a critical on that end too. Monsters! Play golems. That's okay. 600. Is that a new record? Alright. Wow, I did not know about this. That's so helpful. You push Y when you're on the overworld map, or overworld, and you obtain a rat's tail. And you can view the map up close and see a bunch of details. Like where chests are. That's really helpful. I didn't know that this whole time. But it wasn't an explanation. Maybe it was an explanation when you start the game. I hope Maurice can do enough damage. You know the dragon sure can. Oops. What am I doing? That's right, undead are weak against fire. And Dia. I can just use that staff as often as I like, and it casts heal without costing any NP. And the gauntlets cast lightning, or Thundara. That's also very helpful. Especially if you want to use your white mage to do damage, you can have it use gauntlets, and then you can use the MP of the black mage to cast its physical or its offensive magics and do twice as much damage that turn. We gotta heal them. Oh no, we use poison on Darius. He got poisoned. Put the saber-tooth that did that? Less than 60 damage, because heal took care of the damage he took. Those the whole game. Just use that instead of poisonous. Cast heal again. Leveled out. That was a good HP level for Orga. Let's see what Y does. Wow. That's where my ship is. To speed up the battles. The only problem with speeding up the battles is it triggers the auto battle mechanism in the game, so it starts choosing your attacks for you, and sometimes you'll be casting magic that doesn't need to be cast. What did you do? trees? No, I can't. There shouldn't be any monsters that come out of these because this is basically a town. This series of islands. Only the truly brave can obtain a token of their courage. Thanks for calling me truly brave. Once long ago, there was an age when man and dragon lived together. That's all she wrote for this entrance. See how it triggered all the rest of them to light up on the map by going into one of them? Just one of the holes? It's like a town. Once long ago, the Northland was filled with beautiful shrines and towering mechanical castles, so very long ago. The dragons of the Cardia Islands have no love of senseless killing. It's a rare thing to have humans visit us here. If you are valiant warriors, you should speak with Bahamut, our king. So Bahamut's been in the franchise since the first Final Fantasy. I learned that on my first playthrough. My first playthrough of this again that I did this year. Damage. Time to talk to Bahamut. This is the chamber of Bahamut, the Dragon King. Mind your tongue. The Dragon King looks within to measure a person's true courage. Long has it been since men of courage stood before me. Your bravery seems worthy of consideration. The rat's tail you carry is a fitting token of courage and strength. So be it. I shall honor you with titles befitting of your valor. Restore the crystals to grace. What's in here then? Have you spoken with our king, Bahamut? The Dragon King confers a great honor upon the brave. It is customary for dragons to venture northeast to the Citadel of Trials. There we must test our mettle by claiming a token of courage from within. The form of the token of courage changes with the times. Do not let its appearance deceive you. Worth it. swap area? I've been here already. Just enough. This is the last one I haven't visited. I could park on the green grass. A tent. You do not fear me? You have some spine, you human. Dry ether. Gold needle. Dry ether restores 5 MP to every level of magic. Another tent. Sweet. Look at my legs. Aren't they wonderful? I love having legs. Look, look. Did you see that move I just did? The Underhill fellow from the caravan had something very weird for sale. Out of my way, blast it. I haven't been able to catch me a single fish. How am I supposed to keep food on my plate if in my belly? Pope's been spreading some nonsense story about how he saw a shining thing fall out of the sky. They say this used to be a beautiful village until about 200 years ago. You ever hear of something called oxyale? They say that the shrine sank into the sea 200 years ago. Now there are mermaids living there, or so the story goes. My father's with his caravan right now. Right now they're over the desert to the west. They usually pitch camp by the forest near the north of the desert. I hope he comes home soon. Are those legs really yours? Referring to mermaids. I shouldn't have bought that. I think it's for the user only. So I wasted 30 grand. Yeah, raise the caster's attack. There's an item you can obtain that casts Saber. Amazing. Humans have been honored by the Dragon King. sunken shrine is said to be filled with riches, silver, gold, diamonds, even tablets describing lost languages and civilizations if you believe the legends. Long ago, an ancient race known as the Sky People used a language called Lufenian. My brother, Un, who's in Melmond, would always tell me how he'd figure out how to speak it if he only had a Rosetta Stone. The Rosetta Stone. And then it took me forever to find this part of the city. Hi, my name's Coke. You want to hear about the shining object I saw? I think it fell somewhere near the waterfall to the north. No one believes me, but I think it has some kind of mechanical creature. I wanted to save the mermaids living on the seafloor, so I made this submarine out of a barrel. But when I went underwater, I started running out of air. I couldn't breathe. It's totally useless. Even worse, it's dangerous. You'd better keep away. 200 years ago, the shrine of Onrak flourished. It brimmed with the power of water. I asked but one thing of you. Please restore the power to its former grace. That power to its former grace. So we got the waterfall and the caravan. We're going to do the caravan first. A little bit of hype for the hype potion. I need 40 grand for the ferry here. But no one's here. Oh, unless he's inside. Yeah, he's inside. Welcome. Another cottage, that's nice. Stocking up. Oh no. $720. That's a new record. Push Y. Look at the whole map. It's so nice. Stargazing. Oh yeah, I'm protected against instant death. Like I'm at protect rings. Never mind, there's nothing to fear with the Powerless. Yay. That was a decent yield. Bizarro. Don't petrify me. I got petrified. Still gets experience in Petrified, which is different in other games. I've been waiting. Take this cube, Tiamat Flying Fortress, please. You obtain the warp cube. Buzzword. Staff, ribbon. Cast confuse when used. Ribbon. A ribbon that guards against elemental attacks and status effects. I'm not sure if that fire is going to be enough with the Thundara to kill the third nightmare. I have high hopes. Not anymore. I have to do at least 150 damage, and it seems resistant in the first place. Never hits. This be an insta-kill. That's it? Okay. I just know I don't want to be blinded and slowed, because my physical attackers get so many attacks in that they typically only miss one. Cooking now. Let's see. Now it's time to take the ferry back to Gaia, get the oxyale, and go to the water shrine. A scholar studying the Fenian language, but I can't seem to recall his name. He was I caught the fairy, so I figured she's mine to do with as I please. What's the big deal? So I sold her to the candidate. So what? You're the ones who rescued me from that bottle. I'm sorry about running away, but I was just so scared. I'll get you some oxyale from the bottom of the spring to make up for it, okay? Obtain oxyale. Air will flow out of the water for as long as you have it.
I have a whole cheese pizza. I'm gonna get that whole cheese
The water temple. Shrine. to make sure to get the Rosetta Stone while I'm in the water shrine. Also, I have to go back. You have oxyale. You're the ones who we've been waiting for. Please save the mermaids. In my barrel. And that concludes episode 8 of Final Fantasy. When we come back, we'll be taking on the water shrine, looking for the Rosetta Stone, and slaying the Kraken. So if that sounds good to you, maybe you should join the Wolfish flock and like and subscribe and get more content like this. In the meantime, that's it for me, so have a good one. Toodles.